येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं चन्द्रमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। भवचिर्यपि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विरचिता पदाम्बुजः वेदान्तं भुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यशतशतो व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादैकनातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्मसम्प्राप्ता कर्मबन्धविदायिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणभवसिन्धुश्च ज्ञापनं सर्वसम्पदः गुरुपादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरुराधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरुराधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानपरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। माता श्रीजगन्नाथ मद्गुरु श्रीजगद्गुरु ममात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुपरमदेवतं गुरुपरतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव नित्यानन्दं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं ममैव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव।
सुंदर रूप श्री
Sundara Rupa Shri Arideva Shri Vishwananda Sharana. 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 Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva Sharanandeva Pai Prabhu Sharanandeva. Gurudeva Sharanandeva Pai Prabhu Sharanandeva. Sundara Rupa Shri Arideva Shri Vishwananda Sharana. Sundara Rupa Shri Arideva Shri Vishwananda Sharana. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Bandhu Chasaka Twameva Vidya Dravinan Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva Sharanandeva Pai Prabhu Sharanandeva. Gurudeva Sharanandeva Pai Prabhu Sharanandeva. Sundara Rupa Shri Arideva Shri Vishwananda Sharana. Sundara Rupa Shri Arideva Shri Vishwananda Sharana. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Gurudeva 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 Guruji. Om Namo Shivaya Namaha. Om Vishamaya Namaha. Om Vivagirasamuditaya Namaha. Om Sukshmatanave Namaha. Om Chinmayaya Namaha. Om Guru Murtaye Namaha. Om Sundaraya Namaha, Om Sulochanaaya Namaha, Om Sumukhaya Namaha, Om Charvasaya Namaha, Om Vishalaya Namaha, Om Padmabhujaya Namaha, Om Andagamanaya Namaha, Om Charvadharine Namaha, Om Ramaya Namaha, Om Mandirastapakaya Namaha, Om Shri Bhutabhrteshwarnath Namaha, Om Gayatri Ashwane Namaha, Om Atmanasvikarkaya Namaha, Om Vishnu Pujakaya Namaha, Om Namo Narayanaye Mantrapasakaya Namaha, Om Swaramayaya Namaha, Om Madhurakantaya Namaha, Om Krishna Sankirtanarupaya Namaha, Om Stotapriyaya Namaha, Om Itabashine Namaha, Om Agmine Namaha, Om Chitrakala Vishadaya Namaha, Om Vratadaraya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha, Om Sundaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubheshanaya Namaha, Om Vitivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Architaya Namaha, Om Artaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahashaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Lingachana Prasakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadhanaya Namaha, Om Madhavaya Namaha, Om Omkarupasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishukaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achityaya Namaha, Om Nirankaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Chitakrodaya Namaha, Om Vinayashivaya Namaha, Om Sarvashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Shamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktalidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samadmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Araye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guyaya Namaha, Om Vimuktatmaya Namaha, Om Kabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Vichitaraya Namaha, Om Kanyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Guratikamaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harishaya Margadashakaya Namaha, Om Judasta Jagatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamekata Pavladakaya Namaha, Om Premanataya Shri Vishwananda Swami Namaha. Ato Deva Avantuno Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Brasilia Sapta Brahmavi Ida Vishnu Vichakrame Treda Nidate Padam Samudamasya Bhagusure Treli Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Gopa Adarya Adu Dharmani Daryena Vishnu Dharmani Pashatayato Vitani Pashpase Indrasya Yuja Saka Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagum Sakra Pashanti Suryaha Diri Chakshuratada Tadipraso Vipanya Vojaru Vagum Sasamindate Vishnu Yat Paramam Padam प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ प्रेमवतराय विद्महे सद्गुरुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विश्वनन्दः प्रचोदयात्। समाप्रभा निर्विघ्नकुर्वेदेवा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। मधुसूदन केतपाले नारायणाच्युतपि विक्रमचक्रपाले दैत्यादि साचदर श्रीधर वासुदेवा गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। श्रीरुक्मिणी सबवदाश हरे मुरारे राधेश गोप शशुरूप ब्रह्मादि वन्द्या श्रीकार्यकर्षय वैकुण्ठपते मुहने कमोदे गोपाल देव हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। लीलाकृते कमतरूप वराहमूर्ते विक्रमाय भुवने राम राम श्रीराम कृष्ण यदुनन्दन काकिरूपा गोपाल कृष्ण हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। गोविन्द माधव मुकुन्द परपरेश दामोदर अक्षधर नन्द गदार शौरि गो गोप गोपी जन संवृत दीनबन्धो गोपी जना प्रिय हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। क्षीरब्धिशायि भुजगारि कल्पशायि सर्वत्तरि सदनशायि रवनन्दशायि श्रीगोपबाल मृदुतल्प सुगादिशायि गो गोपबालवाये तव सुप्रभातम्। शीतशपति शुकनारद गौतमादि ब्रह्मर्षि सङ्गमनि सङ्गमभारतेषु तिष्ठन्ति देव तव दर्शनवाय हेतो गोपाल शेखर हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। मन्दार राजि तुलसीदल मालिकाग्रे मायानि अञ्जलि बुधे समुदाहरन्ति तिष्ठन्ति त्वद्भवददायतले मुनीन्द्रः राधा मनोहर हरये तव सुप्रभातम्। वेदत्रयं पठति गौतमकारगूयः गायन्ति सगुणगणो वरदासवाजः सङ्कीर्तयन्ति तव नाम कदा विशेषः श्रीनारदादि ऋषयः तव सुप्रभातम्। गोवर्धनोदरन गोपकिशोर गोपा गोपीजनामृत सुरेश भवादिपोता त्रैलोक्य मोहन सुमङ्गल दीनदेहा श्रीरुक्मिणी वरदा तव सुप्रभातम्। श्रीवत्स शील शरणागत पारिजाता प्रपञ्चन कृपाकर दीनबन्धो निर्यन्तगायति जनाप्रिय दीनरूपा श्रीनन्द गोपतनया तव सुप्रभातम् पद्माक्ष पद्ममुख पद्मधरा भवेय पद्मालयाश्वरित पद्मनिवास शौरि पद्मो बभाति सुरसेवित बालपद्मा पद्मादिनाथ हरये तव सुप्रभातम् वृन्दातदेवि हरनाय महेन्द्रवन्द्या कन्दर्पदर्पहरतीन्द्र सुदेशरूपा चन्द्रादनाय शिवचन्दनलीलदेहा गोविन्द यादव हरे तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीनन्दनन्दय यशोदकुमार धीरा वैयङ्गदीनद विशोर सुपुष्पहार नीलाम्बुदर शरीर रमा विहार गोपाल देव हरये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीपक्षि जम्बवति सत्य सुगन्धि भाद्रा श्रीमित्रविन्द दिवसा प्रभु पूजिकार्ये तिष्ठन्ति दीन भवमे तव सेवनार्थ गोपी मना प्रियाये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण अच्युत अनन्त मुकुन्द शौरि राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणे रामानि धीर मुनयुन निशं वदन्ति ग्रामे मुहूर्त समये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण सुप्रभातम् ये पतन्ति महानिशाम् भूरि कृतं महापापम् श्रीकृष्णाग्रहेतु ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्द विग्रह गोविन्द सर्वकरुणा गोविन्द पुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्द पुरुषोत्तमं भजामि चिन्तामणि प्रकर सर्वसुगपविष्ट वर्षाविदेशि सुरवीर विपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्भवसेव्यमाना गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि वेणुपनन्तमरविन्ददलायताशा नानामृतं सरसितं मृदसुन्दरन्दं पादार्पकोचितमनीयविशेषशोभा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि आलोलचन्द्रकलसर्पगमालवासि रत्नकलप्रलयकेलिकलाविलासा श्यामान्ति बन्धललितं निरतप्रकाशा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकलेन्द्रियविद्यमान्ति पश्यन्ति पन्ति कलयन्ति शिरजगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सरोजर वीरहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपं भाव्यं पुराणपुरुषोत्तमयोगनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि अन्तस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगाम्यो वायो रथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गमाना सौम्यस्ति अप्रपरसिन्धनचिन्तकल्पे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि एकोऽप्यसोरचरितुं जगदन्तकोटि यशक्तिरस्ति जगदन्तचयाय अन्तः अनन्तरस्य परमानुजयन्तरस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषोत्तमं भजामि यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजस्वतेव सम्प्राप्य रूपं rasa pratibhavitabis Tabiya eva nija rupa daya kalavi Goloka eva nija santa kinatma bhutto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjanachirita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadeva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundara Nachinta Guna Swarupa Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murti Shukalani Ameva Tishnam Nanavatara Makaro Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhava Paramahamsa Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagananda Koti Kotishva Shesha Vasudhari Vibhuti Vina Tad Brahmanishvala Ananta Shesha Bhuta Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Yasya Jagananda Shatani Sute Pregunyata Vishaya Veda Vitaya Mana Sattva Balam Vipara Sattva Vishuddha Sattva Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chinmaya Rasatma Daya Manashu Vyapraninam Pratipadam Smaratam Upetya Vilayatena Bhuvanani Jayati Shastram Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Golokanami Nijadami Dare Chatasya Devi Mahesha Idama Juteshu Teshu Tete Prabhava Nichayani Vidashayena Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chaye Vayasa Bhuvanani Vivadi Duda Vichana Rupa Abhyasa Chachishta Tesha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Shriram Yatadati Vikara Vishesha Yoga Sanchayate Naritata Prati Asiyeno Yashambhutama Pitata Samupatikara Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vipachi Eva Vivashantara Madhupetya Vipayate Vivrita Etu Samanagana Yastadi Eva Vivashantara Daya Vidani Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yakaranara Bhajanema Jatisva Yoga Niramananda Jagananda Saroma Kupa Adara Shakti Bhavalambya Parastamurti Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Kanishva Sirakala Matavalambya Jiranti Loma Vilaja Jagananda Nata Vishnu Mahasaya Yasya Kala Vishesho Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Vasanyata Shakaveshu Visheshu Teja Siyamiya Patakayata Vidakaraga Ramaya Esha Jagadanta Vidaha Karka Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yapada Pallava Yugam Vidaya Kumma Rambe Pranama Samaye Saganani Raja Vina Vigantu Manayasya Jagatrayasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Animalina Ganamambu Maradishasha Kalastata Mama Nisinti Jagatrayani Yasma Bhavanti Vivama Shanti Vishanti Yancha Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Yasha Shuresa Savita Sakalaganam Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Deja Yasha Jemaya Mati Sankara Kava Chakro Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Damoda Papa Vichayasha Tayasha Pansi Ramadi Gita Patagava Dayasha Jiva Yadata Mata Vivama Prakata Prabhava Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Yasindra Kopa Matavendra Bhava Sakana Vardhana Rupa Parabhaja Dhalata Noti Karmani Mirati Kinta Bhakti Marga Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Yakroda Kama Sanacha Pradayati Biti Vatsaya Moha Guru Gaura Vaselya Bhavare Sanchityanasya Sadishinta Numa Purete Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Arati Rati Govinda Sarva Karana Karana Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami Govinda Madi Purushottama Bhajami
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev. This verse is from the Vamana Lila, so it's spoken by King Bali. It goes as follows. Sri Bhagavatam 8:22-3 Bibe minaham nirayat padachyuto napasha bandhat vyasanaturatyata nivarta krichat bhavato vinigrahat asadhuvadat brushamut vijayata. I do not fear being deprived of all my possessions, living in hellish life, being arrested for poverty by the ropes of Varuna, or being punished by you as much as I fear defamation. So you have actually a whole galaxy of saints and kings in the Indian history. Another one is King Harishchand, who also lost wife and house and reputation until the very last point, when he even had to, I think, kill or let go of his own children and bury them in the cremation ground. So another one would be King Janaka, the father of Sita, wife of Rama. And they all had a very high level of dharma. So dharma means to do what he wants, to do what God wants, because God has established a certain law, Rita, in this universe, and to go in dharma means to go with that law. So for the lawyers among us, the Bhagavad Gita is actually a book of law. It is a reference for that law, that Sanatana Dharma, that eternal law. So here, maybe I say it again in English what he says. I do not fear being deprived of all my possessions, living in hellish life, being arrested for poverty by the ropes of Varuna, or being punished by you as much as I fear defamation. So this is King Bali speaking to Vamana, to Narayana, at the point when he realizes that he promised 3 steps to the Lord, being aware that he is even the Lord, but he could only fulfill 2 steps. So Vamana, he grew big, and then he took 1 step all earth, he took another step all the universe. So these kings, they were very much dharmic in terms of fulfilling their word. Yeah, even Rama is the highest example. So here he's in the situation of how can I fulfill my word? And the only thing he could give was to put his body under the feet of Vamana and thus offering his own life. So these kings, they did not hesitate to give their own life. And as he says, I do not even fear defamation or giving up possessions or losing my own life. This sounds very much like King Kulashekar also when we chant Mukunda Mala Stotram in the evening, when he says, I do not even fear putting into the worst of hell. Kumbhikanam or something like this. Yeah. And I spoke about King Bali in the last satsang in the morning. And maybe as a short reminder, what we chant every day, this what we call Vaishnava mantra, it is what we believe. It's not in my opinion, it's not a very devotional text per se, because it's from the Veda, the Sanskrit Veda, and the Sanskrit Veda is not very devotional compared to the Tamil Veda. But it says something. It says something that we believe that we are the servant of the Lord, just like here in this situation, King Bali himself, he sees himself as a servant of Vamana. Yeah? And as we know later, Vamana, he became actually, quote-unquote, his servant by putting himself in front of his kingdom, Patalaloka, and serving him there. So it's a two-way relationship. And what I wanted to point out today is when we chant this mantra, Ato Deva Avantano, etc., then what Guruji very often he says is when everything, let's say, disappears tomorrow or in 1 million years, but in the end everything changes, things appear and they disappear, things get born, people get born, things die, people die. But he says there's one essence which always stays. And that is very beautiful. And like the king, he says here, he talks actually full out of freedom. He doesn't say, oh, I'm so afraid of what will happen. What will happen if you will put my foot onto my head? No, he's just completely full of freedom, actually. And this freedom is what Guruji always points out as his gift to us. It's his offer. And he says the only essential thing that remains after everything disappears is, we could say, yeah, love. That's true. That almost sounds cheesy, but it's true. But I want to qualify it a little bit in terms of Bhakti Yoga. What always remains is the relationship we have to God. So looking at the philosophic picture that we have, we see existing realities in three elements, right? So we have Ishvara, which would be the Lord here as Vamana avatar. Then we have Prakriti, is the playground, where Krishna, even in his Vishvarupa, he says, this universe is my body. Yeah? And then it's Jiva, the souls, the embodied souls, inside that body of the Lord. So Prakriti always changes, but then we have Ishvara, the Supreme Lord, and Jiva, us, the souls as being part of that Lord. Or you could also imagine it, let's say, a wonderful, beautiful peacock. Krishna with Radha, sometimes they're dancing in the forms of peacock, as depicted. But then us, the many souls, as the many beautiful and different feathers on those peacocks. So we are literally the body of the Lord, and there's two stages to that body. So it's either the ignorant, the apara prakriti, the downward level, where we think it's only materialistic and attachment and nothing beyond. And then there's the para prakriti, where we believe, actually I don't die. So what do we do then? And so what we do is, what Bhakti Yoga teaches is that we cultivate this relationship. Because for sure, a lot of people today, including myself in the past, we believe in God as something loving, but even the sentence how I say is something. So many of us, maybe we have to rejuvenate the idea of God being a person, of God potentially being somebody who lives next door. And then how would you relate to that neighbor? How would you relate to that person? And Bhakti Yoga teaches that see yourself inside the body of that supreme being and learn to cultivate the relationship with him. So this relationship is, maybe at first it's something easy to take and say, wow, Guruji smiled at me, it's so beautiful in Bhakti Marga. And then maybe at a more mature state, we believe that we are a servant. And then maybe in the later stage, we would say what we call maybe self or God realization, is that you really realize yourself as being part of the Lord, as living inside his own body. So this is what Arjuna, he was very afraid to see in the Vishvarupa Darshana. It is not something beautiful per se, he said, but it's something total. It is so beautiful, it's so perfect that it's hard to bear. Now we can't imagine that because we haven't seen it, but I believe him. I believe him. Because it's a reality that you really have to work for, and that you can't jump maybe overnight, but gradually you have to evolve there. So how does that work now to make that relationship to the Lord happen? And then we come back to King Bali. I think it is to take the offer to actually surrender everything to the Lord and become free. And maybe every day when we have these little fears that we all have in terms of what will I get, what will happen, what will not happen, will I go left, will I go right, am I going to live another 20 years, another 40 years, am I going to reincarnate? I mean, if you look at the saints, yes, they have reincarnated. I can't quote exact characters, but if you look at the book Bhakti Vijaya, you see like the Bhakti saints from 500, 600 years ago. And they were all reincarnations of great characters already being in relation to Krishna. I don't know like who is who here, but for sure also it's not our first time. And maybe not the last time. So it cannot be the goal to develop the relationship with God to finally be free from reincarnation, to finally be free from having to come here. I would even say Guruji is an avid traveler, and maybe as his servant we also need to travel, even if we are not in physical bodies anymore. So where is that freedom that Bali has when he says, I don't mind being in the hell or being in a defamation state or being actually wherever. It's like Babaji who says, okay, I'm completely God realized. Maybe I am Narayana, or maybe I'm a parcel of Narayana, but I am here on earth. Hanuman is also still around. So what is that freedom? And a lot of us, we go into the relationship with God, we come for darshan to want something out of it. And the point I want to make is that it's one step too far. The relationship itself is enough. The relationship itself is the eternal thing. So we actually don't seek God realization, but God realization for us, it means bhakti realization. So we don't realize only, let's say you are situated in that body of God. You can call it corporation. Your corpus means body. So if you have a corporation kind of thing, and you have Ishvara at the top as the president of the corporation, then for us it's not really a topic to approach God and say, God, one day I want to sit with you on that chair. And I also want to be president of that corporation. But for us, it's to realize that we actually develop a good service and a loving attitude towards Him. And the bliss we feel is not, and that's what a lot of people think, the bliss we are seeking, the happiness we are seeking is not to sit on that chair one day. But the bliss and the love we are seeking is actually our own love, regardless of where you are situated in the system. Just like the king says here, even if you are situated somewhere in hell, or if you're situated somewhere like Hanuman, millennia after his Lord has left this plane in the form of Ram, he's still around. Yeah, so this is what really in the end it stays, and everything else changes. You might have in this life this skill set or this karmic account, and the next life, or in the next Chatur Yuga, whatever. So it can all change. But the only thing that is really important, and that is why Bhakti Yoga is the recommendation, is to clear the mindset towards how can I learn to love what I have to do, regardless of what is the outside state, regardless of what is happening in my life today. Yeah, and this is why we're doing all these things here, that we focus on, of course, God, but to focus on God, I would even say, is not enough. Well, I hopefully don't get quoted in the wrong way on this, but I would say to focus on God is not enough in the way that we also have to associate with the Bhaktas. Because the Bhaktas, the great characters, for example, of the Bhagavatam, here King Bali, for example, or we have King Kulashekara, or we have the great Bhakti saints, etc. So many saints around here. Paintings, stories of Guruji in the Just Love book. We have relics in the museum. You can just Google the saints' stories. So the saints, they have that love and they have attained that freedom, and they have realized that really it's not about going into the relationship with God, even if you would give God realization. I think the purest bhakta, in a way, even they would say, yes, it doesn't matter where I am in a hellish planet or when I am in a good planet, if it's like this or like that, if I live in a tropical forest or in the desert. But they would even say that it's only important that I have cultivated this love. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's very often what we, in this time of consumerism, where we believe if I have it, then only. And Bhakti actually cancels out that wrong formula, that wrong recipe that a lot of people today we have, and we make our lives miserable in a way that only if I have that in 10 years, then. And it will never happen. So like this we keep prolonging and prolonging, and it will never happen. And Guruji says the time to love is now. So what does it mean to love now? Of course, many ways to look at it, but as a Bhakti Marga devotee, it means to try to find a way to serve the mission of the Guru. And even like you might be in a managerial position, or you might guide an Om chanting circle, or you might clean the toilets during an event. All of that doesn't matter on what level, on what form, but the commitment to supporting and helping the mission of the Guru, this is what's happening, because Bhakti Marga is building up. It's building up in a very fast and beautiful way. It's becoming more and more clear of what Guruji wants Bhakti Marga to be. So there's plenty of opportunities to love now. And to love now is not only, let's say, it's not only to change hearts and little emoticons on Telegram channel. I do it too, but to love now, it would rather mean to really see how can you be of service to the mission of the Guru, and how can I be instrumental in what he wants to build, because for sure each one of us has a skill set, has some kind of fire burning inside, and it would be a great miss if you don't see that opportunity, because yes, we have the 4 arms, but we have the body of Vishnu who has 4 arms as well. So the body of Vishnu is this service thing. So if you even do all the 4 arms, you do your puja daily, you do Atma Kriya daily, you participate in the kirtan, you have knowledge, but one thing would be missing, and that is the offer of that freedom. I come back to what the king says. Regardless of how is the situation, I still have my willingness to serve you. And that's, I think you can mention it 1,000 times, and also I didn't understand it for the first time. Maybe the first 200 times also I didn't understand. But it's the seva that brings the transformation to the degree that you don't have any expectation anymore. You don't even have the desire for God realization or these big things anymore. If it is true in the point that you've completely surrendered and you say, what I can do today with the full willingness and love that I have for you today, then I'm already there. And not only in 10 years, not only if I live in good times, but independent of everything. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to say, and this is what this King Bali and a lot of other great characters, I quoted Janaka, Kulashekar, many other kings and characters, the whole universe of saints in India, they have realized this in a way that, yes, it's true, we have the divine inside, but to really look is what you really have inside. It's yours, it's your love, is where you put that love, is where you direct that love, is how you spend your time, and how much happiness it is giving you to serve. Yeah, and Bhakti is amplifying that in a way. Okay, then focus only on God, go really deep into the relationship, and serve Him. Yeah, Krishna says, serve me, bow down to me, focus on me, and you will come to me. Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So when we're chanting the Vaishnava mantra, this small Vedic portion, it's really a reminder of finding our own love. And to find our own love, of course, we need all these tools and techniques and prayers and sangha and feedback and transformation until we have really found that willingness inside. You know, when God or a guru, he doesn't have to force anymore that we are going in this direction. But at some point we have taken it and we have discovered ourselves that we want to do this, and ultimately would be really that freedom that we don't really expect anything, because as soon as even the slightest desire is there, the misery kicks in, even if it would be the desire for God liberation or God realization. Jai Gurudev.
Danya Hare Shiva Sankara Kara Hare To Narasimho Parato Narasimho To Narasimho Parato Narasimho To Narasimho Parato Narasimho To Narasimho Parato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Yatto Yatto Yamitato Narasimho Bahya Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahya Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahya Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahya Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Bahir Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Bahir Narasimho Hidaye Narasimho Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Narasimha Vadim Sharanam Prapadye Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Abhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavareta Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Amakara Kamalavare Nakama Bhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Rama Boro, Rama Boro, Boro, Boro Ram. Rama Boro, Rama Boro, Boro, Boro Ram. Sita Boro, Sita Boro, Boro, Sita Ram. Sita Boro, Sita Boro, Boro, Sita Ram. Rama Boro, Rama Boro, Boro, Boro Ram. Rama Boro, Rama Boro, Boro, Boro Ram. Sita Boro, Sita Boro, Boro, Sita Ram. Sita Boro, Sita Boro, Boro, Sita Ram. Hanumana Boro, Hanuman, Boro, Boro, Yatidraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me Prabhati Dharmikarataya Mangala Mangala Me Prabhati Dharmikarataya Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me Saligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me Kridanda Tarini Godakrajaya Mangala Mangala Me Kridanda Tarini Godakrajaya Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Rangesha Kankaryarataya Mangala Mangala Me Rangesha Kankaryarataya Mangala Mangala Me Mananataya Darinitaraya Mangala Mangala Me Mananataya Darinitaraya Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Mangala Mangala Me Om Jai Jagadisha Hare Swami Jaya Jagadisha Hare Bhakta Janon Ke Sankata Dasa Janon Ke Sankata Jana Mein Dura Kare Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Dura Me Pala Pave Dukha Vina Se Manaka Swami Dukha Vina Se Manaka Sukha Sampati Gara Ave Sukha Sampati Gara Ave Ashtami Te Janaka Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Mata Pita Tuma Mere Sharanaga Ume Kisaki Swami Sharanaga Ume Kisaki Tuma Vina Ora Na Duja Tuma Vina Ora Na Duja Ashakaru Me Kisaki Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tuma Purna Paramatma Tuma Antarayami Swami Tuma Antarayami Parabrahma Parameshwara Parabrahma Parameshwara Tuma Salake Swami Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tuma Karuna Ke Sagar Tuma Parana Karata Swami Tuma Parana Karata Vese Haka Tuma Swami Vese Haka Tuma Swami Kripa Karo Bharata Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Tuma Oveka Gochara Sabake Pranapati Swami Sabake Pranapati Kisalini Milundayamaya Kisalini Milundripamaya Tuma Kome Kumati Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Dina Bandhu Naharata Tumara Shaka Mere Swami Tumara Shaka Mere Karuna Hata Badao Karuna Hata Badao Sharana Pada Tere Om Jaya Jagadisha Hare Vishaya Vikara Mitao Papa Rodeva Swami Papa Rodeva ज्यादा प्रेम बढ़ाओ संतन की सेवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे तन मन धन सब है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा तेरा तुझको अर्पण तेरा तुझको अर्पण करेंगे मेरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे भक्त जनों के संकट दास जनों के संकट जन में दूर करे ओम जय जगदीश हरे मन चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी मन चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी ओ चाकर राखो चाकर राखो चाकर राखो जी चाकर राखो चाकर राखो चाकर राखो जी माने चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी श्याम मने चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी गोविंद मने चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी हृदय धरा चाकर राखो जी तमेव माता चंद्रा तमेव तमेव मनुष्य सखा तमेव तमेव विद्या द्रविणं तमेव तमेव सर्वं मम देव देव तमेव सर्वं मम देव देव गोविन्दा असतो मा सात्कमया तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमया मृत्युर्मा अमृताङ्गमया ॐ शान्ति 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 लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम प्रेम बोल लक्ष्मण भगवान की जय प्रेम बोल श्री बुद्धभूषण सिंह भगवान की जय प्रेम बोल श्री राधा कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय प्रेम बोल महावता क्रिया बाबा जी की जय प्रेम बोल श्री रामानुजाचार्य की जय प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की जय ओम कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपीचन्द्राय पराय परमपुरुषाय हरहर महादेव समय बीजो मोक्षाय मोक्षाय ओ नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय धृति जनाभिप्राय सदगी क्षमना उपाद परस्मै परब्रह्मणे परज्योतिषे स्वाहा।